Hello, gentle viewers. This is the Amethyst Cup, the finals between DeathTacticus, the DT, and Katrina, the cat.
Okay. That's some illustrious titles. So thank you for that intro, Rhahi. I am also casting. I'm Tret, and yeah, this is the best of 5 finals. We find ourselves on IO for game 1, chosen by Cat. And do you have any thoughts on this map, Rhahi?
Well, I see some difference between our usual IO maps. We see that we don't see that much basalt, but it's probably enough for both players, especially on the northern corner. I see a lot of ice and the basalt where Katrina just landed with her expensive, a lot of iron mines, and followed by DT landing on another basalt with double aluminum.
Well, triple.
Triple.
My concern on this map, when I look at it, is nukes. But it's probably fine because it's a glass colony. So you can always get your silicon from the basalt lakes.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the most vulnerable one to nukes are aluminum and carbon. We'll see how that ends up playing. Katrina has really nice, very high aluminum, while DT has 3 lows. Oh, did he just...
Yeah, I mean now 2 lows because he switched to Iron Collector, because Iron Collector is making good amount of money right now, starting high.
I don't get it though. Steel is 120. Okay, he actually almost bought it up. How did he get this much money? Was aluminum 40? I'm sorry, I kind of spaced out on the prices. But yeah, okay, he gets there. He gets the HQ. Very well done.
Very well.
He wants to make steel now for sure.
And Katrina, on the other hand, she already bought the iron needed to produce this steel, so she's okay.
No, she mined it. She mined it and then swapped the mines for steel. Yeah.
That's what she did.
Yeah.
They would have taken some time because iron does take some time to build. It's slower than quarries.
20 seconds.
Yeah. And she still needs to build them again when this stockpile runs out.
No, she's gonna make basalt platforms.
Oh yeah, that's true.
And so is DT. So basically they're symmetric now, except DT is in iron collectors. Oh, that's a really nice fire charge.
Yeah, speaking of that, DT takes down this basalt platform, which will shut down and forcing her to transition the one steel mill into a metal mine so that she can continue the production.
Yeah, that's a really nice save though. Yeah, having this option is great. Meanwhile, she bought up the iron and did a counter power surge on DT's basalt platform. So DT had to shut off his steel mill. So his only income now is the iron collectors, while Cat will still be able to run 2 steel mills because of this nice setup she has. I'm very impressed by this actually. It's so safe to black market this way.
Yeah, there's a lot of safeties, like things that you consider when you lay out these buildings, and it was very nice. So they both essentially the same thing, shutting down this iron production, and DT is stuck.
DT, who went into early carbon to afford these iron collectors, is very sad to see this carbon surplus. Like if this was a shortage, he would be ahead in the game, but it's a surplus and now he's behind in the game. That's very RNG, but we can see he he buys the Gun Squad on the basalt platform so that this doesn't happen again. I would say, like, big advantage to Katrina though, because she managed to sell down most of the steel. She gets good money from it.
Yeah, starting high. When steel starts high, it means that there's more early money, so which means people can get this black market action, which just happened again, which came from steel money, and now it's class money, I guess.
So the weak thing, I guess, about basalt is they only give you 0.5 silicon each, so a pair gives you 1.5, and that's not enough to run 2 kilns as Cat wants to do, but it's enough to run like 1.5, so it's not too bad. But DT is trying to punish it a little bit by buying up some silicon.
And while there's black market war going on between those two players, the power has been rising, and HQ3 is
Oh.
going to be main power time. Katrina goes into geothermal vent. I think she also needs to supplement it by either more geo or preferably nuclear plants because they are faster to react.
Yes, I would not be surprised to see both players trying to compete in power after this. Oh, this is good for DT. He is in fuel, and because of this pipeline leak, it gets a bit bump in the price. Although, if we're considering the price of power, all of his buildings are currently negative, except for the basalt.
Yeah.
Yeah. So good thing about both these players' factions, they're expensive, so they will pay half price deal for geos and nuclear plants, which helps a lot, especially when steel is this pricey. We see DT gets HQ3, and he has 4 claims to distribute.
So we see now that the cat has gone into double solar condenser and the double geo. The second geo came out very late, and the power is still rising. What do you think about this play going to these condensers and double geo?
Well, condensers is good because they don't cost you any power, so it's like free money kind of. Well, you have to pay 5 glass each, but it's like the least commitment amount of money you can get. And oxygen was a reasonable price. I think she did it because she couldn't afford to go heavier into power. Like if she had enough steel to also go into nuclear plants, then she would have.
Makes sense.
Mutiny auction.
Mutiny
yeah.
Auction. Yeah, the 28k for cat, and she goes into see that she is not going to see power money anytime soon. On the other hand, DT is on the now and B that I guess nobody's going to get much power money at this point.
Cat going into the second geo and also into a patent lab. Yeah, it's not gooned right now. Maybe that's why she bid so aggressively for the mutiny, because she knew she wanted to do this. And
this patent lab is going to be very nice because as soon as she gets a superconductor, she has a geo and now 2 nuclear plants connected to her base, and it's going to be just very powerful.
Yeah, DT needs to respond by getting into the power market himself, but he didn't. He went into double solar condensers and double glass. Oh wait, sorry, I missed this. He does have 2 nuclear plants. Yeah, this is good. Not quite enough. I would say he needed 3 of them.
Yeah, but he wants to shut down this superconductor as soon as possible.
Oh yeah, for sure. Oh, I mean, he doesn't know it's good or not though. There is a spy. Did he buy it? No, Katrina bought a spy. Oh, Katrina spied DT's power and used the mutiny to hit where he was weak.
He goes to a safer choice. Instead of going for partner, she goes to shut down this nuclear plant, and
yeah, that's not gonna help.
It's a safe play though.
No, but that it loses you the game. It's not good. Like she has already paid down 60k in debt, and like DT is not paying down anything right now. He's not making positive power. Katrina's way ahead here, and as soon as this patent finishes, yeah, it's gonna be even worse.
Yeah, there's just 3 angles of power production. You cannot shut down everything. And,
yeah.
I mean, shutting down superconductor is nice, but she'll still have a 3.6 power up with the 2 nuclear plants. Now it's 7.2, so I think he had no choice.
DT could not handle this through the black market. He needed to handle this through producing his own power.
Yeah.
And he didn't commit hard enough. He went into this glass.
Unlike what I said previously, Cat is about to make power money. She's making 1,800, no, 1,000 money per second. That's a lot of power.
Yeah. Yeah, this is gonna, it's still gonna come in a lot of money, and he's definitely gonna come out of this on head. Even if they end up in a similar amount of money, DT still has his debt, which is a big issue.
With this power money coming in, Cat is going for the buying into DT, and DT, it is helped by DT having C levels of debt, which makes his stock price lower.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think she believes in this though, because she's still getting patents. Although she's very close.
I mean, it does force DT to go for defense instead of investing into these high markets. So look at the prices; it's very
Yeah.
good prices overall, and DT cannot do much against it.
I think. I don't know. I can't really calculate, but I think getting nano and like nanoing everything will be enough to finish the buy if it gets to that. Otherwise, you just need 10k more. DT needs 10k more. Nano comes in 20
Yes.
seconds.
I
DT
think
has the
DT
defense.
can defend it. Yes.
Yeah.
And there is the 5th stock coming anytime soon. Is it doing it?
Well, can't click
it's
the.
doing. She knows.
Okay.
She knows.
Yeah. So yeah.
So what can sometimes happen is that after you see this aggressor selling down, you can just upgrade and you don't have money and they can still come back. So this money is still held in this stock.
Yeah. So
No,
I think I just want to find this out. I think Cat. Wait, let's do. Wait. Oh, right. Sorry, this is 1 versus 1. It's only 20 camps. I thought maybe if she didn't go for the transparent aluminum, she could have done it, but yeah, she probably wouldn't have done it either way. And yeah, power is now $1. So now I guess Cat's what are these called? Geos are kind of useless for now, at least. So DT has the benefit that he could move out of all of his power because he only had nuclear plants, while Cat still has to stay in power because he's Geos. But she should definitely stop auto selling it.
Being a 1v1 game, it's sketchy to get out of all the power. At least he has some power production from the water process.
Oh, that's true, yeah. Oh wow, triple. I'm never a fan of triple water processor.
Yeah, it's a lot unless you're having a lot of fun.
Yeah. And we do see DT getting nuked into a trace. So his previous very high carbon got reduced to a medium through time on IO, and then nuked by Katrina into a trace. Sorry. And yeah, we finally see DT get a spy on the pattern lab, realizes, oh no, it was never Goon, I could have stopped her so much earlier. But she does stop, it does stop her now. And DT is in his own patent lab going for thinking machines.
Yes, and looking at the prices up launch, Oxygen is at 38k. It's going to be a profitable launch.
Yes. I'm very impressed that DT is still in this game more than I thought he would be. I mean, he still has a huge amount of debt. And he's behind on patents, but he still has a chance in this game.
So one thing to see is notice is that DT has 3 solar condensers and Cat has none right now. But the Cat has not been. Oh, she's nobody has stockpile now. So Oxygen is at $5. You should definitely buy them because it's a launch. Because
for sure.
It's so cheap.
What you do if you're super clever is you queue a launch. That way your depth won't reduce the oxygen. That's like a super high level trick, so I don't know if anyone actually does that.
Still, Katrina is ahead in this race, ahead in debt and ahead in technology.
Yeah. And she's gonna have pretty nice geo borehole. So she will be able to transition out of this geothermal plant as soon as she gets this patent. And yeah, she's in double patent labs, which I'm sure you've seen. DD took a fair amount of that interest there, 36k.
I'm surprised that nobody is going into optimization centers because the prices are pretty good. Yeah. Electronics is becoming a big market.
Definitely.
And just a touch here and there improves a lot because in the default non-research state you need like triples, but after some research you can just live by doubles sometimes.
Yeah. So previously we saw Cat get transparent aluminum, which can be a sign that you want to go into space elevators. And she also... Who bought into? Okay, oh, DT did what I said. He actually queued an oxygen launch. That's very nice. But I want to say she claimed another aluminum, which really tells me she wants to go space elevators real soon. These can be nuked, and then their tiles are pretty useless.
Yep.
Like if DT wants to nuke something, he should probably look there. But these power surges are great too, shutting down her farms.
And there goes another aggression from Katrina, shutting down DT's aluminum mines by nuking 2 out of 3. It's going to make his elevator plan very difficult. Even he has thinking machines, but he's not protecting any valuable buildings right now.
I don't think he cares too much, Joe. Like, you don't need to go elevators this game to win. Like, I wouldn't. There's still plenty of money to be made on World. I think she's very happy to get nuked on his aluminum. And getting the synthetic meat now is super crashing the food price. Cat is first into optimizations, going into 2 of them. Trying to optimize a bit of everything. And hacker race! This is awesome, I love hacks. Let's see how this goes. There are spies, so the opponent will know exactly what's being hacked. Aluminum surplus, I love it! Wait, do I love it?
Nice. I mean, yeah, it's good. I mean, yeah.
So that could let her get up to like 2 elevators.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's dangerous. Because both players can benefit from this.
Yeah. So generally I would say it's great to surplus something your opponent is producing a lot of, but your opponent can also use this very well. Like, it's 700 aluminum for 1 space elevator. We'll see how it goes.
As these 2 players has been producing a lot of food, the water price has risen a lot, and
yeah, DT has 6 processors.
We're seeing people bouncing from farm to water, back and forth.
Yeah,
chasing the prices.
Yeah, ever since this synthetic meat came online, it's been more English. I'm sorry. I don't want to find out the cat has the hacker spied out.
First space elevator being built from Katrina, they are taking advantage of a geothermal borehole, not paying 1 power, as also the optimization center is next to it, which is going to be very impactful.
So this usually use 1 power per second, right? So yeah, it's very efficient to place these buildings here, next to the geo. Oh, DT went for his own spell. He didn't believe in going just based on on-world prices. I'm surprised! Look how much money there is in cams and electronics.
I mean, judging from the fact that he does not have any optimization center, he's not believing in on-world.
That's fair. I'm surprised by that, though. I would want to see him be in optimizations. Let's see. Cat picked up almost every single patent, notably liquid batteries, going to be a big one since oxygen is the launch. Well, food is the launch actually. But yeah, liquid batteries is really good at this point in the game because nights are really long on IO.
But nobody is in patent lab, and it's
no. She has it. She has it.
She has it.
Yeah.
Oh, she has. Oh, okay. Almost all the patents has been researched.
Yes.
And food shortage. Was that a hacked?
I missed it if it was. I think I've only seen aluminum surplus when I looked.
It's natural.
Yeah. Yeah, it would be a weird thing to hack because cat is in 4 farms and they are optimized. Oh yeah, there's no goon popper, so you see DT throwing a dynamite to pop this goon from cat. I'm not sure I love that because dynamites cost about the same as goon squads.
Well, yes, but he's the one in the thinking machine, so if they exchange the same amount of dynamites, it's going to be beneficial to him, but he will have to take the initial hits.
I'm not sure it is. He should raise the price of goon squads first, then it will be beneficial.
That is true.
But yeah, we see, I mean, Cat is a solid advantage now, getting her second elevator, she has a ton of money. I think, I suspect that DT had to pay down some debt. Or I guess maybe it's just these optimizations doing work. But yeah, she's really come out ahead the last few minutes.
Yeah. She has a money advantage, stock advantage, debt advantage, and 1 more space elevator working right now.
Alright, here
And
comes
look
it.
at this
GG.
electronics price. Okay.
Yeah, electronics price is kind of insane. Alright. Well played to Katrina. It was an exciting game. I think I call it a bit when the power situation happened. DT still made a valiant effort to try to get back into the game. But in the end, the early advantage from Cat. And I want to say really nice usage of her HQ 1 and 2 claims. Being able to be so resilient to power surge. Very nicely played.
Well played.
And game 2 will be chosen by... the location for game 2 will be chosen by DT.
Let's go back to our